2024 is going to be an incredible year for SaaS businesses, for SaaS founders, and the SaaS industry. But here's the thing, there's gonna be winners and losers. Fat and out of shape SaaS companies are going to die. And lean, mean, jacked, ripped, and in shape SaaS companies are going to thrive. In that lot of zombies of SaaS companies that won't raise the next round, they'll never get to profitability, with founders who refused to get lean or build efficient ways of driving go-to-market, therein lies your opportunity as a SaaS founder. Therein lies incredible SaaS ideas that have already proven product market fit, but had teams or founders or companies or investors that never turned it into an efficient business. So in this episode, I'm gonna walk you through 3 excellent SaaS idea approaches that you can follow to actually pick the right idea for your SaaS business that already has product market fit, so you can focus on actually building the business. And by the way, if you're a SaaS founder already operating your SaaS business, as I walk through these 3 ideas, I'll also talk about how to defend against people taking over your business. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business faster. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Now, if you're already part of this channel, if you're part of this community, if you're part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching programs, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. SaaS businesses, software as a service businesses, is one of the greatest business models ever created. They are incredibly profitable when run right. They have high margins. And on top of that, they are relatively easy to build if you have engineering prowess. Given that, along the way with cheap capital and the ZIRP era, there's been a lot of SaaS companies that have started and have been built that were overfunded and inefficient. It's no one's fault, that's just what the market demanded. But now investors and markets are looking at SaaS differently. They want efficiency. They want a scalable go-to-market strategy. They want to fund companies that can show growth while thinking about profitability. It cannot be an endless amount of fundraisers with no profitability in sight. And even if you are running a bootstrapped SaaS business, the competition is higher than ever. So even if you want to be bootstrapped and you don't want to raise external funding, in order to survive, you actually need to build an efficient go-to-market. That's what's happening in 2024. But the founders that embrace that embrace the new way of building these SaaS companies and are building efficient go-to-market machines are going to be incredible winners. And the SaaS industry, let's be honest, is just getting started. There's so much upside over here because so much of the world is still running on spreadsheets or even paper in certain industries. So as we get into 2024, there's an entire breed of founders who've gotten jacked, ripped, shredded in terms of their businesses and are actually driving for profitable growth with efficient go-to-market machines. However, there are still founders that haven't actually done the hard thing. They haven't come to the realization that the market demands a different kind of SaaS company in 2024. And therein lies your opportunity. These are companies that have already proven product market fit, but the founders refuse to actually build a successful SaaS business. And therein lies incredible ideas for you to double down on for your SaaS business. So in this episode, I'm gonna take a double-flanked approach to this. I'm gonna walk you through the 3 ideas that I have for SaaS companies in 2024 and how to actually find these ideas specifically in the way I'm gonna teach you, but also for founders that are in one of these categories, I'm also gonna teach you how to defend against people taking over the work that you've done to get to product market fit. So if you're excited to dig into principle number 1, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's gonna love it when you do that, and so do we. We put a lot of love in these videos. Let's go into idea number 1, principle number 1. Idea number 1 and principle number 1, and essentially bucket number 1, are bootstrapped companies with no or inefficient go-to-market. There's an entire breed of bootstrap companies that stayed small, that focus on a very niche market and refuse to invest in their growth. They are profitable, they are generating cash, but they refuse to actually say, okay, let's get more customers in our ideal customer profile or in our segment. Let's reinvest some of this money back. Sometimes these founders just think there's no way to find that money, it's really more of a budgeting exercise and an intention exercise. And other times, they're just happy taking the profits instead of expanding and serving more customers. That's completely fine, and there's no judgment there. You can run your business any way you like, but these bootstrap companies that have proven product market fit because they are generating revenues and taking profits, but refuse to actually build out their go-to-market machines and actually go after more parts of the market and more customers in that market, or are running inefficient machines where they're just relying on their existing network, they're ripe for disruption. Therein lies an entire set of ideas in SaaS that have proven product market fit, maybe revenues and profits, but they're founders that don't really want to expand. And therein lies your opportunity. If you're looking to start a SaaS business, then you can start to think about what are the companies that are just playing small, and maybe that's the right thing for those founders to do for their lives. I can actually compete in that market and create a better offering and actually drive a more scalable machine so that I can take more parts of the market and build an incredible SaaS company. And for those founders that are into this category, something that you want to think about is, are you taking profits because it creates a good lifestyle for you? Or are you taking profits because you're being greedy? There's both sides to that. One way to think about that is it's your duty to serve as many of the customers that you can serve in your market so that your business thrives. The more you can spend on a customer, the more efficient of a machine you have, the more defensible your business is. Because if someone tries to come in and say, hey, I'm going to compete here, you can say, you know what? I don't think so. We're going to crank up our machine and we're going to serve more customers. We're going to take more profits. We're going to serve more people. And our people are all going to thrive. Our team is going to thrive. So you can think about this in both ways. But nevertheless, in this category of SaaS companies, there's an enormous set of ideas with product market fit that you can double down on. Principle number 2, this is the second class of companies that have product market fit for these ideas that are founders that are not going to survive. The second bucket are seed-funded companies that refuse to get lean. There's an entire set of seed-funded companies that raised at incredible valuations and then realized, you know what, I raised at $100 million valuation with this amount of revenue. Now, with the markets that have shifted, even if I try to go out to raise with my new revenue level and my growth trajectory, I still don't hit that $100 million of valuation because the multiples have shifted. Half those founders have actually gotten lean. They've realized they can't raise that next round. They can't even do a flat round. So they're going to have to figure out a way to actually get profitable and drive efficient growth and either build a successful, profitable company or wait it out until the markets and multiples go up again. For those founders, they're going to do great because they figured out their efficient go-to-market machine. They did the hard work to actually get lean for 2024. But there's another half of those founders that are in denial. They are not investing in a scalable go-to-market machine. They're not making changes to their burn, and they're still hoping that the market will shift in 2024, and therefore they'll be able to raise again. And therein lies your opportunity if you're a founder looking for a product market fit idea. There's an entire group of seed stage companies with founding teams that just refuse to get lean. And that's okay. Again, these are all personal decisions. There's no judgment here, but these are ideas that have been venture backed to get to product market fit, but may not survive in terms of a real business. Therein lies your opportunity to pick one of those ideas and say, okay, I think we can build an efficient company with a 10x better implementation of this idea, and we can actually drive an efficient go-to-market machine. And therein lies your idea. And you can fast track 3 years of trying to get to product market fit that those venture dollars have funded, and you can just get to, okay, this is a proven idea. Let's build a better product, a more efficient go-to-market, and go to town. And from there, either you can get to profitability or raise money because another investor would fund a brand new business versus those existing investors funding that business again, because let's be honest, investors are just looking for the new thing to add versus fund existing companies. No one really talks about it, but that's how it works. So that's principle number 2. And if you're a founder that's at a seed stage and there's no way you can hit that valuation number with the current multiples in the market, the way you defend against people taking over your market, you probably have spent 3 years trying to get to this point of product market fit, is to build that scalable go-to-market machine. Okay, so that's principle number 2, seed-funded companies with teams that just refuse to get lean. All right, now before I go to the third bucket, this one's a wildly different bucket, and I bet you can't even guess what it is, but I've lived through this. I know exactly how you can approach it. Let me just pause here for a second. You're starting to get the power in this. If you're a founder starting out in SaaS in 2024, you need to pick an idea and then you need to get to product market fit. And you're more than welcome to do that if you have domain knowledge and you actually have insights into saying, okay, I think I can get to product market fit relatively quickly. If that's you, then awesome. And I have so many videos on this channel on exactly how to walk that path. But if you're a founder that's like, you know what, I don't want to spend 3 years trying to find product market fit. And these two principles and the third one that I'm going to show you is giving you a list of product market fit ideas with businesses and teams that don't want to build a real business. So you can actually fast track those 3 years, start at that point in the line and say, cool, this is a product market fit idea. Let's actually implement it 10 times better, build a scalable go-to-market and actually go to town. If you're starting to see the power in this approach, can I just get a yes in the comments below? And also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that. Also, if you're in the stage where you're like, okay, I got this idea, or I'm building this business, but I need an efficient go-to-market strategy, you should grab a completely free copy of my 5-point SaaS growth strategy guide. It's completely free. I'll tell you more about it at the end of this episode. You don't have to go anywhere right now. I want to talk about principle number 3 because it's a unique angle to it. I'll link to it below, but let's go to principle number 3. Principle number 3, this is a unique category, but I've lived it, so I kind of know this, is PE-backed SaaS companies. When a private equity firm acquires a SaaS company, they are actually usually taking on debt, and they usually have to figure out how to actually make that business more efficient and then exit it in the 3 to 6 year period that they're gonna hold it for. This is called the holding period. Their entire job of the PE company is to put the company on a diet, sometimes an extreme diet, and then make the numbers look good so that they can exit it for a much higher number than they bought it from. Now, some PE firms do this really well, and some PE firms don't do it really well. Here's the problem. Usually, when PE firms take over a SaaS business, there's 3 things that are happening. The first thing that's happening is R&D usually gets cut. The people that was the engine for innovation, new features, delivering on the roadmap, usually leave because they made their money. And so you're left with a group of people that don't know how to innovate. So usually R&D goes down. PE firms often always also do something where they move the engineering to lower cost places. And because of that, there's a talent drain and there's a slowdown in the roadmap delivery. So R&D, research and development, goes down. On top of that, prices go up. They figure out, you know what, we're charging $1 to these customers. Half these customers can't leave because we just bought the best asset in the category. Let's triple it. And we may lose some people, but the majority of them are going to be forced to stay. So prices go up and they get more ruthless about renewals and increasing prices at renewals. Standard playbook to actually figure out how to put a company on an extreme diet. Now, once you do those 2 things, the third thing that happens is CSAT goes down. Customer satisfaction goes down because they're like, oh my God, I was partnered with this incredible company. They were giving us new features. The customer success people took care of us. And on top of that, I was getting good ROI, but now it costs more. There's less features coming out. And I'm just unhappy because my customer success people can't do anything about it. This happens to a ton of SaaS companies that get acquired by private equity firms. The best ones know how to do this well, but the ones in the middle tier and the lower tier don't. They put the SaaS companies on a starvation diet. Therein lies your opportunity because these SaaS companies have customers that are unhappy. They have low CSAT scores. And if you can go in with a 10 times better product, you can continue to innovate with an efficient go-to-market, and you can actually undercut them on prices and be fair in terms of your pricing, then you'll win a certain number of those customers over. And therein lies your opportunity. Your opportunity is to take these companies that clearly were good enough, generating revenue, so they're product market fit ideas, but really went to an owner that doesn't know how to take care of their customers. And you can go in and say, you know what, we can do better, and we can deliver better, and we can build better, and we can innovate better. And you can win immediately instead of spending 3 years trying to find product market fit for one of your ideas. Okay, so let's recap. I just gave you 3 key ways to generate your SaaS ideas in 2024. One of the things you'll notice is I hate the people that come on YouTube and give you these, like, these are my 4 great ideas for SaaS businesses and you should do one of them. It's like, dude, if they're so good, why are you not doing them? So I hate those ideas. So whenever I do these ideas videos, I come with principles that will help you generate ideas. And I think that that's way more effective in helping pre-founders get to becoming founders, and also founders to figure out how to stress test their own ideas. And the big thing that I like to do is take a double-flanked approach to some of these. So if you are a founder in one of these categories, you can also apply the principles that I teach in this channel about building an efficient go-to-market machine to make sure you don't get disrupted. So it's win-win either way for people that are in this community. So let's recap. The first core principle to know and to go after for solid ideas in 2024 are bootstrap companies with founders and teams with inefficient go-to-market or no go-to-market at all. A bootstrap company with no go-to-market is one that's just growing through referrals. They're like, look, we just grow through referrals, we get 3 customers, and great. Phenomenal business, but that means there's lots more customers that you can sell that product to. So that's your opportunity. And if you're a founder in that category, then you should get into building a go-to-market. It's your duty to get your incredible product into more hands so that your team is successful, your company is successful, and everyone is successful. The second bucket are seed-staged companies, seed-funded companies that got to product market fit, that got to revenues, but refused to get lean. For those companies, they're probably not going to meet their valuation target. They won't be able to raise that next round. And they're just not doing the hard thing about getting lean and building an efficient go-to-market. So those ideas are ripe for disruption. Those companies are ripe for disruption. And the third one are PE-acquired SaaS companies. The PE firms that go in and increase prices, reduce R&D, yields low CSAT. Those customers are unhappy. So there's always room for disruption, but those are proven ideas because otherwise that SaaS company would not have gotten bought. Now, I want to caveat this. There are tons of PE firms that do this really well. They have gotten the balance right of saying, we know how to get to an efficient business that turns out EBITDA. And I've seen that firsthand. So it's not all PE companies, it's specific PE companies. And you just want to watch out for that and find the right ideas. But there are great ways of farming product market fit ideas. So now you know the 3 key principles that you can follow to actually pick the right idea in 2024. And if you happen to fall under one of these buckets, you also know how to defend against it. What you may not know is, all right, TK, I want to get lean. I want to build an efficient go-to-market machine. What do I do? This is why I created my 5-point SaaS growth strategy guide. It's an incredible guide with my top resources on how to actually scale SaaS companies. So to grab your copy, just go to getunstoppable.com/strategy. getunstoppable.com/strategy, and I'll also link to it in the description below. If you got values from this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it. And also, we do too. We put a lot of love and thought and effort into these videos to serve SaaS founders at the highest level. If you have a fellow founder, if you have a team member, if you're a part of a Slack group or a WhatsApp group with other founders, they'll get value from this video. Maybe you have a friend who's raised money and hasn't come to terms with the fact that they're not gonna raise that next round and they need to get lean. Please share this video with them. We want to serve and help as many SaaS founders as possible. That's why I do this channel. That's why I create these videos. Also, I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business efficiently and faster and to get to that next stage with profitability or raising that next round, whatever your goal may be. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon, but you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you in the next episode or inside the 5-point SaaS growth strategy guide. Say that 10 times fast. Take care, everybody. That's an intense intro.